peace.
The lion. Right? What a beautiful name.
We need more lions and we need more peace.
Amen.
Bezat Hashem, the learning that we do today, at least have a little bit too much coffee, but
no, that's some kindness.
No, l'chaim, coffee, l'chaim.
The Zera Shimshon. Thank you for hosting us. We don't.
UK Vovke. Thank you, Kodesh Baruch Hu.
Tomorrow night, Charles will be back. We'll have a class. But until then,
today's class.
Yes.
For the refuah of my father-in-law, Levi Ben Leah. We talk about all about kindness all the time, right?
Kindness.
Malka from All About Kindness. Her children, Akiva Meir ben Malka Yudmila and Yael bat Malka Yudmila, they needed refuah. Yes. Benayahu ben Chagit, who's a soldier locally here, who got into a car accident. Baruch Hashem, he just got out of being in a medically induced coma. Menachem and Tamara, Shir bat Meitan, they should all have a refuah shlema u'meira. Baruch Yitzchak ben Masha, and all of our soldiers should come home safe. Immediately. Bezat Hashem.
In Khan Yunis, got a big giant gun. He's
kicking tochis.
Yeah. Ridding
the world of the evil.
It's not easy there. The breathing, the whole health situation, it's difficult. So pray for all our soldiers, big time. And
the learning should also be for Lilu Nishmat, a friend of mine, passed away about a month and a half ago, Golan Ben Shalom. His Aliyah, he actually was like a real live, like, Fauda guy. Tell a story about him another time. Since they named the boy Aryeh Shalom this week, we're going to sing a song that's going to be old school.
Yes.
We
need to step up because it's an urgency. That's the name of the class. So we need the shalom more than ever. But it's not a shalom like we think like...
not like the shalom that we had the past 75 years in Eretz Yisrael. It's going to be a completely different shalom.
Am Chadash, Lev Chadash, Dor Chadash. Everything needs to be fresh and with truth, with emes, with Torah, with emet. And the shalom that we're talking about is going to be La'olam Va'ed. It's Mashiach. It's the ultimate shalom.
Ready?
So let's go.
Oseh shalom b'imonav, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imo amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yum ba pam pam pam.
One of the things that I asked the Bnei Akiva guys, like I have the merit to learn with the gap year, the World Bnei Akiva, I said, what's the most precious thing in life? And what did they say? They said Super Soul Sunday. No, that's not good. They said time, because that's what she always says as well. Time. Time is the most precious gift. So it's based on Chazal, it's based on Torah, but time is the most important. And there's a certain urgency. You have to use time with a yakrus or tzman, preciousness of time, and not to just let time go by, especially when it comes to acts of kindness, because they're in front of you right now. There's so much opportunities for Am Yisrael, for the world to get involved with kindness right now.
My wife always thinks I'm crazy because I tell her if you're on time, you're late, right? Like if you're supposed to be
My
somewhere
wife's
else.
the same. My wife's the same.
If you get there at 11 o'clock, you're
My
late.
wife's like you.
Because you gotta be there on.
I call it a bit of a yakapots, but it's actually.
And if people come late, then it's almost like their time is more important than yours.
Yeah, I know about Hasidish man, which if you know what that means.
Yeah, it's like.
But I'm working on it. Being in Shirt has been a good influence on me because everything's very on time. Shlomo is always on time. My Rebbe actually, the Torah Rebbe, I was just buying Shabbat. He's at Shabbos. He's always in Yerushalayim. He's always on time. So he also rubbed off on me to the point where Nissan Black said I rubbed off on him. So if he's ever late, that's an improved version. That's an improved version of this.
So there's a lot of urgency. There's a lot of urgency to do a lot of different things. I mean, I think I think it's not as much. It is urgency, but it's also complacency. This has been going on for over 4 months. And it's tiring, and it's hard, and it's not pashut. It's not an easy thing.
Sure.
There's definitely a tremendous amount of fatigue going on amongst
Yes.
the donors, amongst the people who are doing the chesed. It's not a simple thing.
Also, the soldiers are tired as well. They're
Yeah.
tired. It's been now
They're
4
doing-
months almost.
We said this in the first podcast. They're doing the ultimate chesed. They're doing. They are so holy, Eli.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so amazing. It really is. If only our leadership had a shtickle of the holiness that are actual soldiers. I mean, you've heard the stories, right? They're in Khan Yunis, and the guy with the 4 kids is about to go into the building first, and the single young guy's like, no, I'll go in first. You have 4 kids.
Yeah.
He's like, no, but I lived life. You haven't lived life. I'll go in first. If we could just take a look and just think about what they're actually doing and apply that to our lives ourselves.
Yeah, that's the kind of chesed we need to attune ourselves to. It obviously begins first at home. We shouldn't forget. There's an urgency to do kindness to our own family, and sometimes that can be the hardest. Honestly, I'll be straight with that. It's always easier to go and get we spoke about last week, the public chesed, where you're doing it in front of people, to do it in your own dynamics, in your own home. And there's an urgency now. People need time, need attention, family, friends, close ones. They need that love. We just put up a beautiful post yesterday from Moving Turks. The intro to it was Tikkun Medina Shir this week. And it was beautiful how he ended it, because he missed out on being able to connect with his brothers at the end of his life. I did have the merit to connect my grandmother to her sisters, or at least one of the sisters, at the end of her life, because they weren't speaking terms, and I managed to connect them, thank God. And then we should really realize that we need to be shalom. We just sang shalom with all our achim and achot, our brothers and sisters, and to not allow anything to get in the way of those relationships. So to do chesed now, phone them up, give forgiveness, give understanding, give love. That's the kind of relationship we need to have with each other, and I think that's urgent. It's not something to wait. It's not like wait for that good day. The time is now. Mashiach now. We need to be in a certain state of urgency in a good way, in a healthy way, not running around headless. That doesn't mean no das. It means intense focus, the opposite. Very intense.
And by the way, who's been extraordinarily focused?
Yeah, go on.
Rosh Shlomo.
Yeah, sure.
I've never the fire in his eyes. You see it.
Yeah.
You weren't here, Sudash Lishi.
Yeah.
I sat right in front of him, and mamash, you see the he's uber focused, so focused. And at the end of the day, just like anything else, it's finding that balance. It's finding the balance of doing it in the home, with the wife, with the spouse, with the kids, but also still going out there, because there's still so much that is needed out there.
Sure.
I much thought that now that a lot of the reservists are going home, right? It's going to be a lot less of a need to do things, but it hasn't. I mean, Baruch Hashem, it hasn't slowed down, and Baruch Hashem has given us the koach. Just One Chesed has some unbelievable plans in the works.
Yeah, I saw they just really centralized the headquarters there. So that's what Jerry said to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things in the works right there. They had a meeting with the mayor yesterday. So things are in the plans, Bezat Hashem, because, like you said, there is a sense of urgency, and we can't be complacent. We have to continuously do our chesed and do good, whether it's with our time or it's just going out there and.
It's a cloud to see this, a base ratios. You have to constantly begin again and again, start again. Like the whole chesed operation needs to constantly renew itself, not get stuck in the old stories of when the war started and now we're in the middle or at the end. Like we used to keep going and going and going and renewing the energy and approach to everything. Not that I'm so hands-on with it, but on the spiritual level, I can talk about this week's Parsha Mishpatim, the Na'aseh v'Nishma. It's first to do. And the whole idea is the concept of Sholem, these 6 weeks of the 6 Parshas, we're in the 6th Parsha now. It's a very holy, holy time. So we have the completion of Hashem's promise. My Rebbe spoke with Hashem Sudas. Hashem promised us that we'd receive the Torah, and this is now the time where he's completing that promise in the Zman of 2024, 5784. He's completing that promise again and again.
Which we just learned. Which we just learned today is the Gematria of Shalom. Right?
Yeah, Shalom. Very nice. That's based on with Ginsburg, the whole Torah.
Yeah.
With Shlomo brought it down. So the idea.
And then Shoshana Yudelman today was saying how Nasem Nishma is not will do and will listen, will understand. There's a whole movement of Pnimiut Torah we got to go in deep in order to reach the youth of today. It's gotta be. We got to do it, and then we have to reach the Pnimiut.
This is keeping me going in Yiddishkeit, constantly renewing my relationship. I'm learning Tanya, the Kids Maron, I have the Unity Flow podcast. I'm trying to keep it going. Relationship flow, trying to keep the relationship energized, not to allow it to get stale. Everything needs to come fresh. A bit of a stale smell on here, so we got to renew the Zera Shimshon vibes.
But what's it called? So someone actually this week asked me a great question, and I think it kind of fits with this a little bit with the whole renewal. They said to me, "What's your preference, sunrise or sunset?"
I don't know. I think sunrise is so beautiful. I mean, I just walked today in the sunrise.
Right.
Walked the hills, literally.
But not just the actual sunrise, the significance of the sunrise and sunset. Right. So it's the renewal versus the reflection.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that constant renewal, and I know Rosh Hashanah has this. Rosh Hashanah Marush, right? Masha Hayaya, right?
Yeah, sure.
And we have
that Purim video is like we're getting up to after Shabbat. We're going to Purim Kotzin, Chodesh Adar Aleph, the time Yishin Niknas Adar Amar B'Simcha. At the end of the year of Chodoshim, that we come with an extra simcha. We're increasing our joy. This is a time to increase our Chesed, our Meshlach Manas, giving gifts to our friends, Matanas of Lebereyo, to give gifts to the people we love and to those who need, and to do more and more chesed, more tzedakah, more kindness, not to end off this year of Chodoshim as we get to Pesach, weakening. We need to get stronger. The winter's month, for those in yeshiva, those listening in yeshiva or teaching in yeshiva or any involvement in seminaries, it's the end of the winter that we've got an extra month now to give extra boost to what we're doing and realize that it's not just looking forward to the break. It's the constant avoda of tuning into the now, being urgent about what needs to be done right now in front of you. And like we're saying, the neshamas right now are needing guidance. The neshamas are needing energy. You can do it to a friend. You can do it to a class. You can do it to the community. You can give over inspiration, and everyone has that power. Everyone has that ability with the phones now.
But it's not even
acts of kindness.
It's not. We've said this so many times. It's not really such a great. It doesn't have to be a grandiose thing.
No.
I'll tell. Yesterday, I went to Baruch Hashem. I was going to go to the hotel, and I saw a chayal, and I ran over to him, and I said, "Give me a bracha."
Wow.
He's like, "No, you have to give me." I'm like, "Give me a bracha right now."
Wow.
So he gave me a bracha. He looked at me. He's like, "You have no idea. You just gave me life." I'm like, "You just gave me a bracha. You gave me life." Wow. It's as simple as going over to somebody, smiling at them, saying hello, asking a soldier to give you a bracha, whatever it may be. Just give me a bracha. It's really
When I do it,
that
I
simple.
gotta have more in mind like the power, the blessing Klaisra every day, or when we're davening Shmoneh to give that urgency.
I really shouldn't be calling you names. You're a Kohen.
It's okay. I've been called worse. I could give you a list if you want. No, let's say
Do you want to write it down?
Purim Torah.
I actually have a great Dvar Torah on Purim.
Great.
Should I?
Yeah, you can go. I mean, it's the time. It's the 30 days of Kodem Machat. Well, not really, but it's another 2 weeks.
No. Rosh Chodesh Aleph.
Purim Kotzin. So make it small because.
So we spoke about.
Yeah, phone call from someone.
That's all right. He'll wait.
Okay.
No, we were speaking. You were just speaking about it, and the Mishnah Masechet Megillah starts off. Megillah nikret Yud Aleph, Yud Bet, Yud Gimel, Yud Dalet, Tetvav, lo lefanea v'lo le'acharea. Right? It says the Megillah is read, which has its own Torah in and of itself. Not that we read the Megillah, but it's read. That's a whole different thing. On the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, the 15th, not before it, not after it. So the question is, well, if you're reading it from the 11th to the 15th, obviously it's not before and after. So why does it have to say that? Right? So what are we looking at? We're talking about Mishnah Ichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. Right?
Happy.
But it's
happy.
We have to increase our simcha. Not that the simcha is increased. Marbim, we're marbim. Why? Because it's the month before Nisan, which is the ultimate Geula, right? It's ultimate redemption. But you look at the words themselves. Megillat Esther. Megillah comes from the word Galui. Esther comes from Hester, from hidden, right? Kadosh Baruch Hu's name is not mentioned throughout the Megillah at all. right? There are those that say every time it says Hamelech and not Hamelech Chas V'Rosh, that's referring to a Kodesh Baruch Hu. Great. Now, if you add up 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, what do you get? Do the math.
I know, you do.
It's 65.
65.
What's 65?
One of the Shem Hashems, no?
Aleph Dal Nun Yud, right?
Adoni.
Right? What's before 11?
11 is 10.
10. What's after 15?
16.
10 and 16?
26.
Yud-Kei Vav-Kei.
Shem Havaya.
In order for you to be able to see the Havaya, the Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, which is the Galui, you have to be Marbim Simcha.
Oh, you have to get to access it.
In order to be able to access...
And together they also form Shem Havaya Adni, which is on this thing. We also have the idea of that's Gematria Amen as well. So you have to tune in, or Sukkah. Lots of Gematras, Elon.
It's a lot of beautiful things. So at the end of the day, we have to, if we don't tune in, and it's only that specific time, then it's the hidden. Yeah. It's not. It's the Nistar, and it's not the Galui. It's not the Megillah. It's the Esther.
It's interesting because 91 is also say, go, like, go do. Yeah, you gotta
say.
Yeah, we gotta go do. We gotta be busy. We're, like this, the whole Shogun Torah I was about to say. Avinu Avarachman. We say to our Father every day in Avos Olam, and Baal Shem Tov said this tefillah brings Mashiach. No Mashiach now. Avinu Avarachman Avos Olam. So Avinu Avarachman Rachem Aleinu V'Sein B'Libeinu B'Bina L'Havin, and then it goes into 6 beautiful praises. Lahaskil, Lishma, Limod, Lelamed, Lishma, La'asos, and that's La'asos is Mishpatim. It's the 6th parsha of Shomim. It's about doing all the judgments what Hashem wants us to do. He wants us to do Ikihi Maaseh is the bunch of we have to do. We have to make a difference. There's opportunity day after day to do Chesed, to help with them, to turn on the heating, to turn it off, to this, to that. All the different things that are going on around in winter time, and then as we're preparing for the springtime, all the different acts of kindness that come with Purim and Pesach, and for the rest of the world, learning to support causes that are truthful causes, not getting caught up with all the sheker and lies that are out there. You know, there's a pasuk even this week's parsha. It literally calls us Hamas sheker. I don't know if you saw it. I was very excited when I saw this week's parsha. Right at the end of the Aliyah today, they're like their whole life, the whole Mitzvah is lies. It's based on lies. So we have to be with the truth. The kindness has to be aligned with the truth and the shalom. This is how we live. It's it's not a hippie movement. It's not peace and love. It's peace and love and truth.
Right. Emet. Right.
Emet.
Leman shemo be'ahava. Moshe emet v'torato emet. It's all about the emet. It's all about the Torah. It's all. And like I can't. I know we spoke about it before. And I can't stop thinking about what we spoke about before.
Yeah.
But how, Sinwar's sister is being. She's being treated in a hospital in Soroka.
There's a lack of truth. I mean, like we want to be a light to the nations, but it's like this kind of stuff is confusing and people. And I still get it. Like my son having a machine gun. It's hard for people out there to understand that that's a good thing, but it is. It's an honourable position. He's going there to get rid of the enemies.
I'm going to say 6 words. I'm going to say 6 words right now that ring so true, and we just need to understand it. We mamash need to understand it. Hamerachem al achzarim, sofo litachzer al rachmanim. Which means the one who has rachmanut, mercy on those that you need to not have mercy on, at the end you will not have mercy on the ones you need to have mercy on. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it.
Rabbi Nachman says, how do you know who are those who are not worthy of having Rahman on? He says, bli das. It's people without das. Dat. Knowledge. True knowledge. Where do you get that from? We know. We get it from the Torah. We get it from Tzaddikim. And there are Baruch Hashem, the Ummah Sa'olam, there are many non-Jews who understand the truth of the Torah and are connecting to it through B'nai Yishem, B'nai Noah, or through values and universal principles. But these guys, I hear story after story, they're just not tuned in to human values that everyone knows is truth. And therefore we have to...
Well, unfortunately, not everyone knows. That's the problem.
Well, it's
the
deep down, Das. If you tune into Das, the inner knowledge, the inner wisdom, the inner intrinsic belief system that every human being deep down has.
It's been so corrupted by Western civilization and the Western mindset. It's such a, we've discussed it before, the Like it's mamash, and just like a galut mentality.
Well, let's get back to us. So there's a certain urgency of das. No, just because there's no point. Ani b'das. We all have a certain poverty of das, but what gives you a shiras? What gives you wisdom? How do you know what you need to do and be urgent about what? So that once again is that's Torah. There's a concept of when you be around tzaddikim, when Yerushalayim, you're around holy people, you see their urgency with life. You see how, like we said, they're on time, they're focused. Every moment they're present. There's a certain ishtavus, a certain awareness of the importance of what we need to do in this world.
Chacham Avad is every single minute was accounted for.
Yeah.
Every single minute.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, because for him it was because learning Torah is so critical and so important.
And we all have the
second.
We all have the test to come back to reality, to our reality, not the reality of the big son of Avadia. We have the test of the phones and just like going through feeds and all this technology that's trying to pull away our time. We have to say to ourselves, like Gedalia Fenster always says, you always have half an hour, 45 minutes if you would go through your Instagram time that you were online or how much you're on your phone. You can see now, everything's measured, how long. And you could give that to a spoilerless, that's what he would say. And you can give it to Chesed. You always can find time if you really realize how much time you waste and take that still, as it says, you have to still time. From the time you're wasting back to the time of investing in things that are netzach,
but at the end of the day, Eli, like right? But like I sit there and I scroll. We have to veg, like we're humans. We're not.
No,
robots.
we have to have time to chill.
We need to have
chilling, but chilling is like say half an hour. Let's put a cap on it. Everyone needs to put caps on their chilling. Like we're not talking hours. When Gedalia says this, he's talking to people that it's hours.
Right.
Yeah, like literally hours of the time, and then they'll ask them, "Did you do a spoilerless?" Because they'll say, "I've got all these issues." La la la. Or I should always say, "You're doing a spoilerless," and they'll say, "I didn't have time," or spoilerless, or Did you learn a kviyasitim? I don't have time. I have business, But how much of the business are you totally involved in it and enveloped in? Like you see when you're doing your chesed, you're totally engaged. So this is how we've got to bring that engagement that you do for just on chesed. You've got to bring it into also your tefillah, into your own home, into all kinds of things. And this is where the battleground begins, and that's where the urgency of understanding what's in front of you. My daughter comes home, I have to figure out how to just push this computer aside and the phone and all the other things and just look at her and listen. Yeah, I'm sure you've got that with your kids. Like it's a challenge. There's an assignment. It's like a battle between this and that. And that urgency of understanding, what does Hashem want? What does God want from me in time? What does He want me to use?
That's our lifelong goal of finding balance between everything.
Sure.
Right? Finding balance between Torah study and spending time with our
what
wives.
What said, it's the relationships, the love, the connection, that's going to always be the most important. That relationship you have with family and friends, you have to give it the importance and dedication it deserves, because it's going to be the thing that's forever. Because, like Stephen Covey writes in his books when he talks about time management, he talks about family first and priorities and first things first. The idea of what's going to be after 120, the Hesped, it's not going to be how much business did I do and how much this did I do. It's going to be who did I invest my life in, my family, my chesodim, and this is our legacy.
And that's what gets carried on in the next world.
Yeah.
You don't take the money with you.
The Torah shows us what comes forever. It shows us from all the tzaddikim that Moshe Rabbeinu was busy these 6 weeks with the Atzmos Yosef. He was taking the bones of Yosef, the Tzaddik. He had to take them out of Mitzrayim and give them to other tzaddikim to carry them through. Busy with teaching Am Yisrael Torah and helping make shalom bias and all these different things. You see from Moshe Rabbeinu, you see from Aharon Cohen, making shalom between each other, making sure people aren't fighting, and there's a togetherness and unity. Yep. We have role models, we have examples, and we have to ourselves try to be that. We're now both of us in our 40s, and we should be a little bit responsible. Like we're doing this podcast that we're saying emes, and we're saying truth, emet, and we're living up to it. And so we're not just speaking it; it's affecting our actions, and that's a responsibility. Everyone out there who talks online about all these things, every one person needs to say to himself, "Am I actually living up to it? Am I being urgent with what I'm talking about? Am I a Mekayim?
Send us your chesed. What kind of chesedim are you guys doing every day? One chesed. Huh?
I was a bit heavy there.
Yeah, it's all good. But no, that's what it is. It's heavy. It's emet. It's truth. The truth is heavy. It's not pashut.
But it's going to light us up. It's going to energize us.
We want to know. I want to know.
We'll get fulfillment from it.
People tell me all the time, "Oh my God, I love your statuses." I'm like, amazing. Send me your status.
Yeah, we want. That's a good point. Let's put a challenge them.
I want to see.
We're being very open right now. Let's challenge everyone.
What
else
chasadim are you doing that's going to give me an Eli chizuk?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing every day?
We want to hear.
Tell
if
us
you give us
stories.
permission, even we'll share it. If you're even better, put it underneath. Comment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wrote yesterday that I want to falafel if that's where you're at, or shmam or whatever it was. You know, I don't care if people see that I'm being real online. I'll just say what I need to say.
Just say.
I'm not embarrassed.
As long as it's emet, who cares?
Yeah.
Just be you.
People need to eat. But you know, one thing that's really urgent. What do you think about it? All this Just One Chesed merch. When am I going to get it? I'm still walking around the same thank you Hashem since from Barbarish days. I need some update.
Okay, let's go to the
Just One Chesed. Let's go.
to the command center.
I want to get a hat. Nice. They got a baseball cap now?
I don't know if we have a baseball.
Well,
We have just one chesed caps, yeah.
Great. Just one cap. I want to get one of those, Just One Chesed. I can have the emblem here. I want to have some swag so I can push the cause, and I'm around,
I'll get you a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. I have my home.
Sweatshirts.
I'll get you a sweatshirt.
Okay. I want to be able to put it on during the winter and pump out the message. The point is that...
But it's not just one chesed, it's the Meals for Heroes sweatshirt. I hope you're okay with that. Okay.
Yeah, heroes. They're heroes.
They are.
All right. Other than this, is there anything urgent right now on your mind as we end off? Like something that's really been urgent, like in your work of Chesed, that you see really is helping the situation right now? Let's just end off with that.
I really feel like it's all the Chesed that everybody's doing, and the it's amazing. The donations are still coming in.
Amazing.
Obviously not at the same rate, because we mentioned before, people have fatigue, and I understand that, but it's still coming in. People still reaching out. Hey, I got 3 phone calls yesterday. We're coming in. We want to do stuff for soldiers. What can we do?
Well.
So continue to come. If you ask me, move here, drop everything in Schmutzler,
Ultimate Chesed. Do Chesed to yourselves
and to your families. By
and for our nation, you know how much we gained, for example, today, the Machon. Some of these guys weren't living in Eretz Yisrael. Now they're here because of the Machon. The whole 6 beautiful families, all Talmidei Chachamim, learning, and they brought that to Shirat David. So we've all grown from it, and then all the new people that have made Aliyah recently, we've all gained from them joining the community. We're all just gaining from more and more Aliyah and togetherness, and
just come home.
Yeah,
just come home. Just come home.
Everyone, bring them home. Bring us home.
Yes, and again, just want to just say refuah shlema to all those that need it, to all the injured soldiers, but to my father-in-law, Levi ben Liba, B'ezrat Hashem, who started dialysis yesterday. Should have a refuah shlema.
Big shout out to the Lillians.
Mama Lils, big shout out to Mama Lils, who's in Chicago.
Did a great fly already, even while she's there.
She's in Chicago, helping out her brother Gary, who's helping to take care of Papa Slim, we call him. Refuah shlema to Akiva Meir ben Malka Yudmila, to Yael bat Malka Yudmila, to Bnayahu ben Chagit, Menachem ben Tamara, Shir bat Meital, Isabina Lira ben Neshama, for Gola ben Shalom, and again to Baruch Yitzchak ben Masha, and all of our soldiers in the north and the south, throughout Yudav Shomron, everywhere throughout the entire country. Should all be safe and come home soon.
Let's get the morale up. Let's win this story. Let's go ahead.
Let's make it happen. Let's go.
And let's be